Imagine a deep, nutty, roasted aroma filling your entire kitchen. This is a 30% buckwheat sourdough. Buckwheat is actually a gluten-free ancient seed packed with plant proteins and gut-healthy fiber. Today I'm going to show you how to get a nice oven spring and a chewy, soft crumb. Let's get into it, shall we? This is my active starter, which I forgot how strong it is. Always surprising me. Fed my starter 5 hours in advance and boom, after 5 hours, ready to go. In a medium-sized bowl, add 7 gram salt, followed by 250 gram water. Bring your scale, cause we're gonna measure up 70 grams of that beautiful active starter. Mixy. Lastly, I have a mix of 200 grams high-protein flour and the main ingredients of this show. 100 grams gluten-free buckwheat flour. Go ahead and mix all the ingredients. The better you mix the dough, the faster the dough comes together. Once you add a shaggy dough like this, clean up your hands. Already it smells very interesting. Cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, nothing fancy, a set of stretch and fold. Make sure to wet your hands every time you touch the dough. And then once I finish folding all the side to the center, I'm going to grab the dough, lift it up a couple of times and put it back. Then push the dough underneath and try to round it up inside the bowl. Voila! Not bad at all. Make sure to always use larger bowl so you have more space to move around. Like so, you can do everything inside the bowl. That's easier, right? Another 30 minutes rest. The dough gains some beautiful strength. I'm going to grab the dough, lift it up, fold it on itself a couple of times. Once I'm done folding, same thing going to happen here. Push it underneath itself and try to round it up, make it smoother. Gorgeous. But it's not 100% gluten-free. And for my gluten-intolerant friends, I'm gonna make a gluten-free sourdough bread recipe soon. Stay tuned. Back to the dough 45 minutes later, give it a set of coil fold, another 45 minutes rest, and another set of coil fold. And I see some bubbles and fermentation going on here. That's a good sign. That's a sign of faster fermentation. Voila! Now I'm gonna let it finish its ball fermentation, maybe up to 1.5 hours. But I transfer it to the smaller bowl to see how much it's gonna rise. I'm aiming for 30 to 40%. Here's the tricky part. Bulk fermentation takes 15 to 30% faster than your normal sourdough bread recipe. Remember, we have 30% buckwheat, which is gluten-free. It's a hot summer, but I keep the aircon on, so my room temperature is around 25 degrees Celsius. And surprisingly, after 1 hour and 20 minutes, the dough finished its ball fermentation. Pulls away from the side of the bowl, lots of bubbles and fermentation. The dough temperature should be 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. I'm going to dust up lots of flour because this dough is stickier than my normal sourdough. Move it on the counter. I'm really impressed how fast the dough fermented. Then I'm gonna fold all the sides to the center, overlapping each other, and try to create little tension. Then flip the dough and push it underneath itself. Again, round it up with the help of the counter and leave it on the counter for 20 minutes uncovered. This is called pre-shape. Meanwhile, let's prepare some seeds for more texture, health benefit, and of course flavor. I have pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, and sesame seeds. 15 minutes later, I lost my patience. I used a little bit of rice flour to shape this bad boy, and shaping time. As this dough going to be stickier than your normal sourdough, feel free to use a little bit of rice or semolina flour to shape this bad boy. Now, to seed up the crust, you can roll the dough on a damp towel or spray little water, as simple as this. Then rolling it into the seeds. One last sealing to make sure we create lots of tension. And this, my friend, called double seed crust. If you know, you know. Like so, we boost up the flavor into the banneton and let it proof. For any kind of sourdough recipe, slow fermentation is the best. But honestly, tomorrow I'm so busy, so I want to show you the result today. My fridge temperature is so high to cold ferment this dough. If you want to cold proof it, make sure the temperature is 3 to 4 degrees. Meanwhile, I'm gonna preheat my oven because from what I'm seeing, the proofing time also going to be way faster. Let me show you this. Right now, if I poke the dough, it's gonna bounce back right away because this dough is not proofed yet. I'm gonna preheat my oven at highest temperature. Here is my oven adjustment. I have baking steel, an upside down tray, and another extra tray with lava rocks to pour boiling water later and create lots of steam. Start baking it at lower rack and the baking steel gonna act like a cover. Then I'm gonna finish baking the crust on upper rack. As simple as this. About 30 minutes later at 27 degrees Celsius, when I poke the dough, it bounces back slowly, which tells me this bad boy is ready to bake. On a baking mat or baking paper, whatever you have, with one quick confident motion and some little trim, the scoring done. Spray little water on the surface to get crispier crust and into the preheated oven, bake at 230 degrees Celsius with lots of steam for the first 20 minutes. And then, check it out. Huge oven spring. Love it. Bake at 210 degrees Celsius for another 27 minutes. For a 30% buckwheat sourdough, not too bad. But if you're a beginner, handling the dough after bulk fermentation might be a bit difficult for you. So I think the best would be 20% buckwheat. Yep, you need to always adjust the recipes according to your situation. Anyway, look at this gorgeous. On a cooling rack, let it cool down completely and enjoy this beautiful piece of art, I can say. Look at the color. I mean, the result explains everything. No need to say anything, right? And the moment of truth. I mean, come on, my friend. 30% buckwheat and getting this nice oven spring? Are you joking? I can't lie to you. Really proud of myself. And the smell's killing me. I really wish the video had this smell feature. If you're a fan of this kind of smells, we can be good friends. And now the favorite part of my job, tasting time. Look at this. Oh my God. It tastes like nothing you had before. If you really like to explore something new, this is for you. Alright, this buckwheat loaf has a super deep earthy flavor with a really rich toasty nuttiness. I think seeds make it really next level. Go and make this. I guess that was it for today. If you want to see more videos like this, you need to subscribe my channel. Like always, keep baking and take a good care of yourself. Packed with plant protein and gut-healthy fibers. Fiber! Not fibers. There is no fibers. Buckwheat is actually a gluten-free ancient seed packed with plant proteins and gut-healthy fibers.